Hey guys, what's up? Shanks Ranks here, back for another cool video. I'm not going to be reviewing any one particular movie this time, but I had a coworker tell me that he was acquiring a used 3D TV. He's never owned a 3D TV. He just heard me talking about it so much and he wanted to join the party late. Now that 3D TVs are extinct, projectors are probably the best way to go, unless you can find a good used one that doesn't have very many hours on it. But anyway, he asked me to give him some recommendations for 3D Blu-rays. So I was thinking really hard, well, what are my top 10 favorite 3D Blu-rays? My collection is big. I have like, I don't know, over 300 3D Blu-rays. I know some of you probably have more. But I couldn't narrow it down to my top 10 favorites because there's just so many that are so good. Instead, I decided to put together top 10 noteworthy 3D Blu-rays. So I'll be going from 10 to 1, and if you don't hear your favorite on there, please don't be offended. Everybody has different taste, and maybe I don't have the movie that you're thinking of in my collection. And like I said, this isn't necessarily favorites here. This is just noteworthy ones where if you're new to 3D, I think, hey, maybe you might want to check this out because of this style or whatever. So anyway, let's begin. So number 10 on the list, I think I want to put Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is my 4K 3D combo here. Spider-Verse, yeah, this one you can't buy in America, you'll have to import this, but the good news is that it's manufactured in a lot of different countries. However, be careful because I know that in some countries like Germany or Spain, if you were to order it from that country, there are scenes where there are subtitles in that native language. This copy is the India release, and everything is in English on here, so you don't have to worry about that. The 4K copy has a Dolby Atmos surround soundtrack. Unfortunately, the 3D version just has the standard 5.1 DTS HD master audio. It does have a 2:39 aspect ratio, so you'll have black bars on the top and bottom of the screen. This one is interesting. There's a lot of mixed reviews about this one. Particularly, some people seem to think that the style of the animation already looks kind of like 3D without glasses on, like you're seeing dual images, and it's true. It's a very weird type of animation that they chose to go with, but I think it works, it goes with it well, and when I'm watching it in 3D on my LG OLED, which is a passive 3D TV, I see sensational layers of depth throughout the entire film. And you got scenery where there's snowflakes falling, and those are on the outer part of the screen while the rest of the scenery stretches in. You got a lot of pop-out effects in here too. You got Doc Ock's tentacles coming out, you got spider webs, all sorts of stuff. This is gonna be number 10 on my list. And it's a great movie too. I mean, out of all the Spider-Man movies that have come out, I don't know, I can't say which one is my favorite. There's a lot of good ones. I know which ones aren't my favorite. Spider-Man 3. But this one is definitely up there. Really good. Everyone can enjoy this emotional roller coaster. Anyway, next one. Next one we have Star Trek Into Darkness. And what's cool about this one is that I've seen this for $5 brand new in a lot of Big Lots stores around the US. So if you're near a Big Lots, always step in, because they have a lot of good stuff. I've gotten a lot of $5 3D Blu-rays. This one, unfortunately, was a little bit more because I had to get the one with the cool lenticular cover. But this one is actually pretty good. This one also has a 2:39 aspect ratio, I believe, so you do have black bars on the top and bottom. As far as surround sound goes, we have the 7.1 Dolby True HD. Also very punchy soundtrack, a lot of bass, a lot of good surround effects. Out of the 3 prequel Star Trek movies with Chris Pine, this one was my favorite. A lot of people say, yeah, whatever, it's just a remake of The Wrath of Khan. I don't really see it that way. I don't know, it's just your opinion, but disregarding the movie itself, the 3D in this movie is sensational from start to finish. Layers that stretch in. I mean, I almost thought that it was natively filmed in 3D. You got so many cool effects. There's this scene where Khan is attacking. I'm having a brain fart here. I can't think of what the name of the building is. I haven't seen this movie in so long. But Khan is in his little spacecraft and he's attacking, the Star Trek guys, and then it just shows this this cable that comes out, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It looks like it's going out to the corner of your screen and then stretching in back into the screen. It's hard to explain. And then there's a scene later on in the movie where there's another spacecraft that just comes right out. And then there's the scene where Spock and Captain Kirk they're like blasting through space to land into this other spacecraft, and it looks like you're on a roller coaster. The beginning of the movie where they're on another planet, there's a lot of red flowery petals that look like they're just floating off the screen. So all of that stuff is really good. This is another one that I think you should check out if you're into sci-fi. Next one, this is one that I saw recently around Christmas time. A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. Not sure what your favorite Christmas Carol is, or if you just don't like the Christmas Carol. I've had some friends say that they're just sick of the story being told the same way all the time. Whatever your opinion on the actual story is, this movie has sensational 3D as well. Again, we have the black bars on the top and bottom, but you don't really notice them. I mean, everything pops out in this movie, everything. Even the beginning scene where Scrooge is at the morgue, there to identify his partner as deceased. There's a scene where, he's, it just zooms in on his face, and it just looks like his face and his big nose are just coming out of the screen. And then you got the snowflakes, all the scenes where he's being transported by the ghosts to like different timelines and whatever. It just looks like you're there flying with him. You're on the adventure. It really does a great job at putting you in the center of the movie. You have the scene at the end where the ghost of Christmas Future, he comes in with this diabolical carriage with these demonic looking horses, and he's chasing Scrooge, who's at this point really tiny, and he's going through tunnels, he's being chased by rats, and all this stuff. There's just so much stuff that just stretches into the screen, and so much stuff that comes out of the screen too. This one, I mean, if I had to give the pop out and the depth a rating on this one, both would be 5 out of 5. This is a great movie, and I mean, it's rated PG. If you have really little ones at home, like around age 4 maybe, I don't know if I would let them watch it. There are a few jump scares in the movie, but it's still a great movie for the family. Anyway, next one. Oh, actually, the soundtrack that's playing in the background right now by Daft Punk, this is the Tron Legacy soundtrack, and it is the next movie on the list. We got Tron Legacy here. This one's cool. This one comes with the original classic as well as Tron Legacy. No, the classic is not in 3D, but Tron Legacy is in 3D. Great movie. What I love about this movie is that it starts out with the 2:39 aspect ratio, black bars, and it's in 2D as well. And then when he gets transported into the Tron world, into the video game world, the aspect ratio expands to reveal the IMAX aspect ratio, and that's when the 3D really comes into effect too. And it's sensational. There's very dynamic music in the background, and it's sensational. You got layers and layers. You've got the scene where he gets into his suit for the first time and he has to battle with the disc, and all the things that shatter, all the glass, all the cubes and stuff like that, they come flying out of the screen. And you just have examples like this throughout the entire movie. And then of course after he gets out of that world, it goes back to the regular aspect ratio with the black bars, and it's in 2D again. But this one, I love this movie and I love the 3D. The surround sound is your 7.1 DTS HD Master Audio. It'd be really cool to get a 4K version of this one day. I'm sure on Disney Plus maybe they'll release it with the IMAX enhanced, but it's really cool that the 3D version is IMAX enhanced too. So this would be number 7 on the list. Let's see. Next one we have is Transformers: The Last Night in 3D. Now, a lot of people hate the Michael Bay films, the Transformer films. I'll admit they are very silly. But I mean, they're fun to watch, especially in 3D, especially when they're shot natively in 3D. Michael Bay may mess up a lot of things, but he does 3D right. So we got this one in 3D, and this one is IMAX enhanced also. It's also worth noting that the 4K version is IMAX enhanced as well. But yeah, you know, the 3D in the one prior to this, The Age of Extinction, I thought that one was a little bit better, but the reason I didn't choose that one is because that one has some weird fluctuating aspect ratios in it. It's IMAX enhanced as well, but you get weird aspect ratios in there. You got your normal black bars, then it goes to semi-black bars, then full screen, then back to semi, then to... It's just really weird. This one is pretty consistent. The action scenes expand for the most part, and the non-action scenes usually stay with the letterbox bars. So, I don't know, I like its consistency. I appreciate that. And like I said, this one was shot natively in 3D, and it has phenomenal 5 out of 5 depth, 5 out of 5 pop all throughout the movie. Things are constantly coming out of the screen. Layers and layers. You take off your glasses and it is blurry and it'll give you a headache and you'll want to put your glasses back on for the rest of your life if you're watching this movie. This one also has a Dolby Atmos track, which is really rare for 3D movies, so that's also one of the reasons why I chose this as well. I personally liked the ending. It's too bad that we didn't get a follow-up to that. We got Bumblebee after that, and I didn't care for Bumblebee. I was especially disappointed that it didn't get a 3D Blu-ray release, though. I would have bought it if it had 3D. Anyway, there's that one. Now, a lot of people choose Disney movies, Disney Pixar movies, for showcase 3D films. I really like DreamWorks, and it's worth noting this one here, which is another one that I got from Big Lots, Rise of the Guardians. This one is great. This is a fun film for all the kids and the adults too. It's got a lot of really good humor in it. You got the Easter Bunny, you got crazy ass Santa Claus with his tattoos and looking all buff and everything. You got Jack Frost, you got the Tooth Fairy, you got all these mythical beings. And anyway, this one has a 1:85 aspect ratio, so it'll fill up your entire screen. This one is a 5 out of 5 for depth, pop, colors, brightness. This is an amazing movie to put on in 3D. Even the intro credits, where it's showing the DreamWorks logo, you got these big snowflakes that immediately just start to come right out at you, make you go cross-eyed for a second. And it's like that all throughout the movie. Tons of objects just swirling off the screen into your living room. So if you really want to give your kids a treat, I would highly recommend getting this movie too. As far as the surround sound goes, this one has 7.1 Dolby True HD. Hey, at least it's 7.1, right? The next one, this would be one to demonstrate for your friends, your adult friends, and your kids too, if you want to just showcase your 3D TV's capabilities. This one is called IMAX Under the Sea. It's about 41 minutes long. It's a documentary narrated by Jim Carrey. And this is one of the first ones that I got in 3D, and it still sticks out in my head today. It's got a full, obviously it's IMAX, the whole thing is IMAX, so you got the full screen picture throughout the whole thing. The depth underwater is phenomenal. It makes you feel like you're literally swimming underwater with the camera crew. And most noteworthy is a scene with this potato fish that just literally, it's a big fish, and it literally looks like it's just hovering, it's slowly coming out into your living room, and it just stays there. The camera just focuses on it for a while. It just stays there floating in your living room for a while. There's all sorts of really good pop-out effects like that, but what I like about this is that it's not too gimmicky, and it really showcases the beauty that 3D TV's 3D Blu-ray has to offer. So I would highly recommend that one. Next, I can't go without mentioning a Marvel movie. There's so many good Marvel movies, and I was really trying to figure out which one to pick. I was like, should I pick Doctor Strange? A lot of people love Doctor Strange. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I know that this one isn't as good as Doctor Strange, but I honestly believe the 3D is better. This is IMAX enhanced as well. Unfortunately, we don't have the Dolby Atmos. We just have the 7.1 DTS HD Master Audio. But this one is IMAX enhanced. So during the calm scenes, you got your black letterbox bars. When it goes into something fun and exciting, it expands and the image is full screen. All throughout the movie, sensational depth. You got stuff popping out at you in the beginning of the movie, in the middle of the movie, at the end of the movie. I love the scene where Quill is visiting his dad's planet for the first time, and these bubbles come out and start blowing off of the screen. And it literally looks like you just come out and just boop, touch one of them. And there's also some frame breaking effects too. Now, for the people that don't know what that is, it's where you have the black letterbox bars on the top and bottom, and then something from the picture starts to come out over the bars to make it look like it makes it look like it really is coming out of the screen at that point. You got this scene where one of the spaceships is coming out, and then it starts to make its way off of the bars, breaking the barrier into your living room. You got another scene where, what's his name? Yondu is using his little whistle thing with the little arrow, and all of a sudden the arrow is like coming off the black bars too. I mean, so this is really a showcase movie as well. Next one. I know a lot of people would be mad if I didn't mention this one. We got Avatar. Avatar, which is the one that started it all. Well, it's not the first 3D movie, but this is what I think really made it big for our generation, the current generation. So this was natively shot in 3D. This one will fill up your whole TV screen. And this one, I mean, I don't know what to say. Most of you have seen this in the movie theater, I'm sure, in 3D. Exactly how it looks in the movie theater is how it looks in your living room. It looks like you're right there. It looks like, you're in the jungle and you got plants, shrubs, trees, whatever, that are just popping off on the corners. The rest of the picture is zooming in. You got the scene where, she's holding the bow and arrow, and that arrow is just literally just pointing right out of the TV screen into your living room. You got the scene at the end where they're waking up and the bulldozers are coming into the forest, kind of like that Fern Gully moment, and you got all these leaves and ashes and stuff that are just coming off of the screen. All throughout the movie, it's like that. So this is usually the go-to. Like I said, I'm sure there are better 3D movies out there now, but I mean, this is noteworthy because, come on, let's face it, guys. This is the one that really gave this generation's 3D its big break for a while. Next, I never thought I would include this, but like I said, these are all about noteworthy movies. This is the final one, and I chose this because of its style, because of how old it is. We got Creature from the Black Lagoon. Okay, this is in black and white. I believe the aspect ratio is 1:85. Yeah, so this fills up your whole TV screen. This was shot natively in 3D, and I have never seen a movie that has made me want to just take a break, halfway through the movie to let my eyes rest. I think you'll want to do that halfway through. The 3D in this is so intense. There's so many scenes where there are things just popping right out at you. And it just stays hovering on those pop-outs for a while. I mean, you could tell what they were trying to do. They were trying to be really gimmicky, and it worked. And the depth is just beautiful. Everything in this movie is beautiful. When you take off your glasses, you can't even see like what the picture really is. You got to put your glasses back on. I just think that this is really noteworthy because of its classicness. I mean, it was made so long ago, yet it can still be such a great movie now. I mean, the movie itself is awesome, even if it wasn't in 3D. So I would highly recommend this. This is a great one to watch during Halloween too, I think. Anyways, that's it. That's what I got for you guys. Like I said, these aren't the best of the best, but these are like the noteworthy ones. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think noteworthy 3D Blu-rays are. Maybe I'll do another one of these in the future. Let me know what you think, guys. I love you all. Stay safe, and God bless.